What is up? Sunday night. Happy freaking New Year, January 3rd, 2021. I'm laughing at the comments in the chat because Good Game's in there saying, good to see Angry Guy's been here. Wouldn't be the same without him. Starting the year off right. Oh boy, good evening, everyone. I'm going to kick it off here in just a second. Make sure my audio is sounding good. What is up? Sunday night. Happy freaking New Year. I think that will work just fine. Interesting. That's very strange. Okay. Just getting all these notifications while I go live, just making sure I got all my ducks in a row. So, hello, welcome to Sunday Night Livestream. I'm Jason KC5HWB, Ham Radio 2.0 for a brand new 2021 Sunday Night Livestream. First Sunday of the year, first Sunday of the month. And something that I'm hoping to be able to do more often. I was pretty good about doing these live streams twice a month, the first and third Sunday of the month, every month in 2020. And I don't think we missed one. At first, I thought we might have missed one in February due to Orlando Hamcation, which was the last great Hamfest ever, at least so far. But I went back and looked at my calendar. I was like, wait a minute, no, that fell on an off week. I think I did one the weekend both before and after that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that I got 2 a month in for the entire year of 2020. And this dog hair on my microphone's bugging me. And I am looking forward to doing that again and stepping it up to the next game. At first, I thought I would go every week, and that might still be a possibility, but we're not going to do that right now for 2 reasons. Number one, this month, there's an extra class going. We're going to talk about that here in a second. I've got deer hunting season, extension season for another 2 weeks. Winter field day is the last weekend of the month. And then in February, I'm probably going to be spending most of the month in Galveston. Now, I could live stream from Galveston, but the internet down there sucks. So I haven't decided yet. I might wait till March to try to do an every week thing, and we might do some experimentations between now and then. So we'll see what is happening with that. And I'm going to go ahead and bring Frank in. Frank, you're going to have to unmute yourself because I muted you a minute ago.
What is going on, my ham radio people?
There we go.
I am KG5HJ Tanker Radio. What is up, Jason?
That's your intro, man. You've been crying about an intro. You've got it. That's it right there. Yeah, for sure.
Come on with an explosion. What are you drinking today, Jason?
Oh, man. Oh, I'm glad you asked. I've got a Texas Ale Project. It's called the Caucasian. It's a White Russian Imperial Stout, and it's got a picture of the dude on the side from Great Lebowski, and says the dude abides right there because he was always drinking White Russians. But it's decent. It's not. It's like a golden stout.
Okay.
3 Nations over in Carrollton, they make a golden stout, and golden stouts are kind of rare. And this one's pretty good. It's not too overly flavored with the white chocolate or with the cream or anything like that, but it's pretty good.
So me reading names the first time is terrible. I got a Kawaba. It is a Japanese beer. So
okay.
My stepbrother, for my birthday, he got me a 12-pack.
Okay.
Plus, he got me engraved 6-pack holders. There's one of them right over there.
Okay.
And he filled them with beers for around the world. So this is the first one I'm drinking tonight from Japan.
Awesome. That is great. Japanese. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Japanese beer. Sweet. Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks for being here tonight, Frank. In the chat, I've seen Good Game Ham Radio's in there, of course. Looks like K6ARK has popped in. I saw Hayden Ham Radio DX in there earlier. Yeah, he's still in there. And, of course, Frank's in the chat. I just saw... there's Chris, Digital Analog Ham. And who else? Somebody else was in there a second ago.
A Good Game. Oh, man.
What did he say now?
I actually used it. No, we're not going to go into it. If you can read it, great.
He's a school teacher.
He is?
Yeah, so he can say that, I guess.
Okay. Yes, I did it as a kid.
Uh, I guess. I don't know. I guess you can. So it's all good. All right, guys. I got a couple things I want to talk about tonight. Frank, you're gonna stay. Your audio will stay on, but I'm gonna move you off screen for a minute.
Okay. Perfect time to scratch my nose. Hey,
yeah.
Jason, don't scratch your nose.
Yeah, I might give it to you here in a second, so I can do that. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about tonight is I went back and looked. Where did that screen? There it is. I went back and looked, and I wanted to make sure that they hadn't closed registration. And as of now, they have not closed registration. The extra class that I talked about a while back is still open for registration, and it starts this coming Saturday, January 9th. It goes the 9th, 16th, and 23rd. And then they take a week off, which is the last weekend in January for Winter Field Day. And then it goes February 6th and 13th. It goes from 9 to noon, and then from 1 to 4, it will be live via Zoom. And you can, and there's a, Frank, that's the first link that I sent you.
It's already in there.
It's a Google Doc. You just sign up on the Google Doc and send them an email. I got an email from him yesterday, and he said they had 24 people signed up. So that's pretty good number. I think that includes me. Frank, did you sign up?
No,
okay.
I got a couple of things that popped up. Unfortunately, I can't.
Okay. Well, that's okay, because I'm going to be recording it and posting it later. We're not going to be live streaming it, as I've said in the past. So that's okay, because honestly, if we're at the hunting lease next weekend, I'm probably going to remote into my computer and hit go, and he's going to record it on Zoom for me, but I'm going to record it here locally also, so we just kind of have hit it from both sides and redundancy's sake. So I'm going to have it recorded, and then once I get it recorded, I'll edit it, and I'll be posting it as time goes on. I'll probably start posting it before they finish, since it goes for basically 6 weeks, with 5 weeks with a week off in the middle of that. And so I don't know. It depends on how long it takes me to edit it out. So we'll see how that. But extra class on the channel. Been waiting for this for like 5 years, literally. For 5 years, been waiting to get an extra class on the channel. So I'm happy that it is finally happening right now. But you can go sign up at the link. I don't know if you have to be there for all of them or not. You know, when you sign up, they'll send you an email, and I guess you can ask some questions then if you want to. But it'd be cool to be part of the live stream, or I'm sorry, part of the Zoom session, because you can actually ask questions real time in a Zoom chat. So that'll be fun. So that is the North Richland Hills Amateur Radio Club extra class starting next Saturday, 9 a.m. Central Time, and that's going to be a fun time. I'm gonna carve out, Frank. I'm gonna carve out some time of my own to sit down and study part of that. You know, after we get back from the deer lease that weekend, after it's recorded on Saturday, I'll probably carve some time out the following week and sit down and make some, study and take my own notes. And then try to go through it as I'm editing. I got to edit the whole thing anyway, so that's probably one thing I'm going to do.
Cheating. You get double.
Well, it is what it is.
Okay, so this is a question. I think I've asked this before.
Okay.
How much of let's start at the beginning. The technician class, the general class test, built on the foundation ideas on the extra class. It's
Correct.
just more in depth and knowledge of the part 7 or 97, and then it had extra components for electronics and more stuff about HF, because you're getting HF privileges.
Right.
Does the extra class build on that again? Or is it also just going super in depth in electronics and more about propagation and HF? And
it basically does both of those things. It does build on your current general class knowledge. It kind of assumes that you know the band plans already. You get extra band privileges on all the HF bands with an extra license.
Yes.
But so it kind of assumes that you know all that, but there's some questions in there for that. But there's a lot of theory and mathematics questions, and electronic components questions and stuff like that. It's a little bit more about electronics theory and electronics design, and the question pool is about double the size for the extra class as it is for the other two. So I want to say that these numbers were right several years ago. I haven't looked at the current question pools. I want to say that both the technician and the general class were roughly about 350 questions in the question pool for your 35 question test that you take.
Yes.
I think the extra class is closer to 600 to 700 in the question pool, and which is why the class takes 5 weeks instead of 3, which is why the class is offered less often than the other 2 classes are offered, because there's just more material to cover. It takes a longer time commitment from the instructor and from the participants. I mean, you don't want to teach a class if the participants are going to show up for the first 2 or 3 and then kind of blow off the last couple sessions. It's kind of a waste of time for the instructors that way. So, but yeah, it's both of the things you said.
Okay.
So, okay, let's head back over here real quick. I'm gonna go. Another thing that I found, I was emailed this week. Actually, I think it was about a week and a half ago. So there is a new website out there called Hamwebhost.com, and it is a dedicated. It's a web hosting service for hams by hams, and I guess you can kind of host everything you want. I thought it was cool. He emailed me a link, and I'm like, that's kind of a good idea. If you want to host like a ham radio website or a blog, or even like some of you guys doing like HB Link, DMR Link stuff, maybe Allmon or Supermon if you're into the All-Star thing. We're going to talk about that in some later episodes this year. But this is a web host, and it's dedicated to providing high-quality service at an affordable price. We believe that quality counts, not the price. We run a high-quality servers, 24/7 monitoring with our tech team monitoring servers 24/7. It's kind of redundant, but that's what it means. If for any reason our servers go down, it'll be back up in a matter of minutes. We offer a 14-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like us, simply request a refund. We're happy to give it to you. So what do you have to lose? Give us a try. They've got 3 plans: a light, $2.50 a month; basic, $5 a month; and pro for $10 a month. And the pro is unlimited space, unlimited bandwidth, direct admin, soft Aculus, which is probably like a C panel or something, and unlimited email. They all have unlimited emails. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cheap. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool to do.
Someone should build a nicer QRZ page.
Well, there you go. Now you can do it. So anyway, hamwebhost.com is that URL. So I just thought that was, I got that email from the guy running that site. Like I said, about a week and a half ago. I thought I'll mention that. I think that's a cool thing. It's always cool to deal with other ham radio operators, in my opinion. For those who didn't see it yet, hopefully you did, put up a new video last night about the new $35 fee for amateur radio licenses. Now, I've got a lot of other stuff to say about this, and I've had a lot of comments on that video. In fact, right now I'm looking at 349 comments. That video went live at 5 p.m. yesterday, so about 26 hours ago. It's got 349 comments already. So, yeah, that's a heated subject, which it should be. I mean, it's something that we need to take reference of and take note of, and I'm interested in your comment. Overall, in the video, basically what I say is, I don't really care. $3.50 a year for a 10-year license. I don't really care. It's more of a principle thing, and I can kind of see it either way. But I've got, with the 349 comments that I've got on that, and I've read all those comments. I haven't responded to all of them, but I have read them all. I've got, I'm probably going to put up another video soon with kind of like a response to comments, further thoughts about what I think. Quite frankly, there's nothing I can do about it. It's not like I have the switch that says, yes, we have to pay this. No, we don't. I can't do anything about it, but I can offer my opinion and see what other people say.
I've been listening to Josh's podcast with Leia.
Yeah,
and they bring up some good points, pros and cons.
Yep.
And the major point I'm kind of agreeing with is, to be honest, $35 is not that bad.
Mm-mm.
$35 every time you submit for a call sign change. Okay, that's a little bad, but if we're paying more money now, what are we getting?
Well, that's the big question, right? That's the question.
I like that answer.
I think that's the most legitimate question out of all the questions I've heard. I think that's the most legitimate one, and I think the answer is probably nothing. It's just to cover administrative fees. So I mean, time will tell, I suppose.
Walter in the chat. Will they actually issue me a printed license when I pay this $35?
Oh, I doubt it. No. I mean, honestly, I don't really care about the whole printed license thing. That when they went to that a few years back, you can download your license in PDF format and print it as many times as you want to. And I kind of like that better anyway, because I would get my printed license and put it in a drawer somewhere, and then I'd forget where I put it. And I'd find it like a year later. So I know some people care about that, and that's cool. That didn't really bother me. Richard Elias asks, yeah, but what would it be in 10 years? Good question. See, that's my thing. If it's going to be $35 right now, is it going to be $35 for the next 10, 20, 30 years? If so, okay, yeah, big deal. If they're going to raise it every 5 years, yeah, I'm not so much up on that. So, I don't know, but we'll see. So, Philip says your audio is muffled, Frank. I don't know that I can do anything about that.
I don't know. Let me try to unplug and plug back in. Maybe
you probably just not you were talking louder a minute ago.
Okay, well,
now you got a hum.
Oh,
it's gone. It's gone now. It was just there for a second.
Hands off.
No, you're good. Yeah, there's no hum.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe just talk
get loud.
Maybe just talk a little.
More energy.
If I lean up to the microphone like this and talk louder, especially if I'm talking about a $35 fee, then sometimes I can get a little bit too loud. So I got to back off the mic a bit.
Yes, you're correct. It is much cheaper than Australians licensing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We did a whole segment with the YouTubers bunch. I had Hayden on there from Australia, and Callum from the UK, and Pascal from Canada. And we talked about how much fees were in all those places. So yeah, the Australians, man, they have a tough ride up there, down there, I should say. But anyway, it is what it is. So that's questions about that are welcome. You can email me directly. You can put comments in below in this chat, in this video if you're watching the replay, or in the live chat right now, whichever. But I got a couple. I had some really cool responses to that, and as a result of that, I'm probably going to be doing a follow-up video on that maybe next week or something like that. So that is that. Hopefully everyone got my text message, and by say everyone, I know 49 of you got it. Actually 48, because I'm signed up with my own number. There's 49 people, including myself, signed up right now to get my text message. A lot of people have. That's that text me link in the that I sent you.
I got it.
Okay,
I'm
thanks.
Just putting it in there now. So
this is what the form looks like. It's nothing special. People have complained that YouTube is not notifying you when I go live, when Monday Night Ham Radio starts, or when a live stream starts, or I post a new video, something like that. Fine. I'm trying this text messaging service. You can sign up at the text messaging link. It's just hamradio2.com/text me. Frank just put it in the chat. And you can sign up, and I tried to text. I got to get used to it first. I think I missed one last week. But I texted for Monday night and Thursday night ham radio. I texted for my video that went live last night, and I texted about 30 minutes before this live stream started. So I'll send you a text, say, hey, join us in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. We're going to be talking about this topic. Here's the link. Boom, done. And you're not going to get a bunch of random texts from me at odd hours about stupid stuff. And you can reply to I had one guy I was looking at my phone this morning. I was like, what is that? Because I get message, and when you reply to the text, I can see it. And one guy had replied, stop.
Don't tell us that.
Yeah, I can see it. One guy had replied, stop, because it tells you at the bottom of the text, it says, if you don't want to receive these messages anymore, reply stop. So he replied stop, and then it replied to him and said, okay, you've been taken off the list. If you change your mind, reply unstop. And he replies unstop. I guess he was just testing it. I don't know. I was like, okay, well, he left and he's back now. So cool. It's all good.
We're just going to be sending you random messages throughout the day now. We know you. We have a direct line.
Yeah. It doesn't notify me like a regular text message. It just shows up in the app. So I go into the app, and it doesn't ding the phone. It doesn't do any of that stuff. It's all very kind of done very well, and it's I don't know, it was easy to set up and easy to do. So I'm gonna try it for a while and see what happens. Text messaging lists are kind of the new thing, like an email list. I'm on several text messaging lists about other topics, so I thought I'd try it and see what happens. So something I was told about a couple weeks ago, an event that started. This is like a month-long event / contest. I don't think there's any like points or anything for it. I'm not sure. I can't remember right now. So Winterheat 2021 is a month-long FM simplex event. You can do it on 2 meters, 220, or 440 FM simplex. You can do it on D-Star, DMR, or Yaesu System Fusion simplex, and they've got certain. They've got this chart right here. Let's see if I make that a little bit bigger. For which frequencies you can use. So on 2 meters, you've got 147.57 and 147.525, 446.7, 446.4 on 70 centimeters, and then they've got a 6 meter, a 220, and a 900. I forgot they had a 900. That's kind of cool. And then on digital, they've got these frequencies for VHF, UHF. They call it C4FM. It's Fusion, DMR, and D-Star. So it's just it's a month-long thing that you get on simplex. You make contacts. You put a log in, and I think that there's a way. See, it's talking about scoring here. There's a way to submit a log. I don't remember. I read this the first time I heard about it a couple weeks ago, and I don't remember what it is, quite frankly. So I was getting ready for my live stream, and I threw it up there. I was like, oh, yeah, I need to talk about that. And there we go. And I didn't go back and read through the contest again. But that might be fun. I mean, Frank and I have been talking about doing some simplex work anyway. So we might do some simplex DMR. We're going to do some DMR simplex. We might do some FM analog simplex as well. It might be kind of fun to try that, especially maybe on 220. Frank, it'd be fun to do a 220 FM simplex range test from my shack here to your car, and then you can go driving around. We'll see how far you get.
I like that idea.
That might be kind of fun. Kent and I have done something like that where we were both in our vehicles before, and it was kind of amazing how far you can get. It was really fun, pumping 25, 30 watts out of your 220 mobile radio with an external antenna and doing FM simplex. That was kind of fun. So, gosh, okay. Oh, there's 86DM. Dennis is in the house. Thanks for being here tonight, Dennis. I'm not going to read that out loud, good game, but that's funny. So, oh, okay. All good. Okay. All right. So last thing is, I think that's it. I was going to talk about my, merchandise website, which is right here. I've got some hoodies that I haven't posted yet. I was out of town all last week. We got back yesterday. I'm going to put I've got a limited edition run of hoodies, of Ham Radio 2.0 hoodies. I ordered a fairly good sized batch. And once they're gone, they're gone. I probably won't do them again until next year. I might do another design or something. But I'm going to be putting those up here soon. So you're going to see those come up, and I'll send an email out to everybody when I do that. Put a message on the YouTube community tab so that everybody knows about it. But I'm going to put some hoodies up here. We've got drinkware and whatnot. And I did some updates. If you missed my Friday shopping video, I did some updates to the categories up here. I've got this catalog here for tri-band radios and antennas. A lot of these are Amazon links. There's YouTubers Bunch merch, and then there's categories for short, long sleeve, hats, drinkware, and antennas and gear all right here. So a little bit easier to navigate through the site. I just made this update last week. I was in Galveston, not recording videos, had some time to work on the website, got some updates done to it, and it was all good stuff. So that is the shop.hamradio2.com is where that is.
Barrett says you need a grid down t-shirt.
Yes. Yeah, I know after that video. So that guy emailed me. Okay. He did. He emailed me the next day and he's like, dude, thanks for the shout out. This is great. And I went to his channel. His channel have 105 subs.
Wow.
That night we pulled up his website. He had 32 subs.
Wow.
So we more than tripled his subs that night. So that was fun. We found this, who was it? Was it Mike that brought that up?
Yeah.
I think it was Mike.
I saw it in the chat somewhere. I don't know whose it was.
Okay.
But I saw that video before, and I was just too many inside jokes.
I know
That
it.
guy
Yeah.
has to be a
Yeah.
ham.
And he did.
Working.
He sent me an email, or he replied, and I said, hey, QRZ, send me an email, kc5hwb@gmail. And he sent me an email. He's like, man, I'd love to be, because I said, hey, I'm putting together a thing, and I invited him to it, and more to come on the thing later. And he's like, yeah. And then he gave me his call sign. I think he's a KC3 something, KB3, something like that. And I'm like, okay, dude, good. You're all good then. So that was funny.
Those jokes were too inside not to be a ham.
I know it. Yeah.
And a ham at least been doing, Aries and maybe races in his local area. He had that terminology down so well. And several times I've just head palmed. I'm just like, me, done that. Talked about that.
I know. I know. All right. Shout out to Anthony N5WLS for the $10 super chat. Thank you, Jason and Frank. Appreciate you being here tonight, Anthony. Thank you for the super chat, for the donation to support the show. I also saw somebody join the membership. Who was it? There it is. Same guy. Join the membership. Thank you for joining the membership, Anthony. You'll get early access to all the videos that we post on this channel. So good to have you aboard. Let's see. Yeah. Izzo's in the house under Smoke Signals RF. It was MRD. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, good. So tonight, real quick, what we're going to talk about tonight, it's going to be very casual tonight, very laid back, very not a whole lot of structure. And I said that this was going to be a Q&A session. One guy emailed me some questions. I'm going to read them here in a second. But more than just a Q&A about ham radio, and we can do that. I don't mind that. If you have a Q&A about ham radio, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll answer them if I can. If I can't, then I'll write them down and we'll get back to you with it. I'll find the answer and I'll get it to you. But what I want to know is, I want to poll you, the audience, and ask, what do you want to see? What kind of topic? And you don't have to give me large detail. You can say DMR, All-Star, HF, what do you want to see topic-wise coming up on this channel in 2021? Okay, I want to make it very clear that I am not out of ideas. I have got this page here is all ideas that I've got to make. And these 2 pages here are ideas that I've got to make videos on, stuff that I just write down at random, a couple other things on that page. I've got a bunch of ideas. Some I'm working on right now. Some I'm planning for a later time, maybe a little bit warmer weather. But I keep a journal that I write down all these ideas that I have. And I probably end up doing about 75-80% of them. Some of them get put by the wayside. But for the most part, I do most of them. So I'm not out of ideas. But at the same time, I want to know what you, the audience, wants to see. Because really it gets to, in my opinion, when you get your channel to a certain size, it becomes more about what your audience wants to see. If you have a channel with 50 subscribers and every time you put a video up, 50 or 100 people watch it, nothing wrong with that. I did that. Everybody starts somewhere. But you don't really have an audience at that point. So it's at one point, at some point in time, and I probably should have done it before now, frankly, you get to the point where you want to interact more with your audience. You want to provide more what your audience wants. And it becomes less about what I want to put up on the show and more about what you want to hear me talk about on the show. So that's kind of what I want you to see. And Frank's going to try to keep up with the chat tonight, but some of you, the chat may be scrolling by. I already saw a couple things go by. But
I didn't get the name. Brent, we want to see you build that XD Commander antenna.
That's on the list. That's I told you 75% of them got done, right? The DX Commander's on there. So yes, the DX Commander will be built. Okay. You're not going to learn anything because so many other great channels have already built the DX Commander before me. So, but now it's just kind of a matter of, it's going to be an epic battle of Jason building his DX Commander after all this time, this kind of thing. So, but yeah,
I watched that video.
Yeah, I know it. I know. I might see if I can get that built this month and take it out for Winter Field Day. Maybe I'll put that. Okay, so DX Commander. I'm gonna write that down. But it's already in here, but just FYI. So DX Commander. There. Let me also read this question. Actually, it's 2 questions sent to me by Art KM6NTL. And he says, question number 1, if you get in a talk group on DMR and you are trapped there, how do you get out? I have found myself in an active talk group worldwide on the Papa system and seem to be unable to get out. My menu keys are useless. So that's a good question, and you're not the first one to ask that. I think the Papa system is a Brandmeister system. Somebody correct me about that. Papa system's out in California. If it's a Brandmeister system, you can create a group contact number 4000, group contact ID of 4000, 4000. And if you kerchunk the talk group with group contact 4000, it will silence all connections, whatever you're connected to. It drops the connection. It might be kind of hard to get in, if people are quick keying between one another and kind of doubling or something, it might be kind of hard to get in there, but that will work. If you're on a C-Bridge or a TGIF type system, TGIF may have something like that. I'm not aware of it if they do. If you're on a C-Bridge type system, you basically just have to change the channel and wait for the rag chewers to stop. If you have the Papa system's a big group of repeaters, but I think there might be some hotspot connections into it. If anybody knows anybody on the Papa system out in California, one of the administrators of that system, have them shoot me an email. I'll bring them on the show and we can interview them and they can tell us all about their DMR network, their DMR repeater network. So, but yeah, kerchunking it at talk group ID, not private ID, but group ID 4000 will drop all connections on a Brandmeister system. And then on a C-Bridge system, basically you just have to change the channel and wait for them to shut up. I haven't noticed that problem on a C-Bridge system lately, although worldwide North America sometimes will get kind of chatty. But turn the knob on the top of the radio and change channels. So that is that. So, okay, let's see. I want to get... Daniel says, I want to watch him hunt wild hogs.
Yes.
I can do that. Packet radio, Chester, great idea. Packet radio. I was just talking to Josh about packet radio, some packet radio stuff the other day. I've got a couple things in the works for that. So great suggestion. And I just ordered a couple of cables for some packet radio stuff. More to come on that later. Let's see. Bourbon. Joseph says bourbon, but I mean, whatever. I can't be wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong about bourbon.
Frank's drunk plenty of bourbon on this stream. I've seen a couple of questions on the more Pi Star stuff.
Okay.
Nick wants to see a dual network on a Pi, setting up Brandmeister, and he did clarify that.
At the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't do that. The drop down menu on Pi Star. You're talking about Pi. He's talking about Pi Star, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So the drop down menu on Pi Star lets you choose to connect to one server, and each server is owned individually by a network.
So you can't connect to a TGIF and a Brandmeister on a single Pi?
Not at the same time. You can individually, sure, but not at the same time, because that drop down menu for which server you want to connect it to, you have to choose one. There's like 50 of them listed in there, but you have to choose one. You can't connect to more than one at a time.
A question about the extra class. Mm-hmm. Is that a central time that they're listing on the site?
Central time, yeah. They're up here in Mid-Cities in a little town called North Richland Hills, which is halfway between Dallas and Fort Worth, same time zone that Frank and I are in. Yes, that is central time. We are UTC -6 right now, considering that daylight savings time is no longer active.
Don says he believes that you could build that antenna, or you just wait for Mike to get down here to Texas and he will help you do it.
Okay. Don, thanks for the super chat. I was trying not to miss anybody above that. So yes, Mike and I have already spoken. We're going to be doing some videos together once he gets down here. So for those who don't know, Mike K at MRD is moving to Texas. He got a job transfer from his job. He lives just outside of Detroit, Michigan. He got a job transfer, same company, transferring him down here. He's going to be living somewhere outside of the Woodlands, Texas, which is about 3 hours south of me. And we've already talked about doing some. I told him, I said, dude, you need to come down to Galveston. We need to do beaches on the air. I've got several parks I want to take you to. He's like, oh, yeah. Let's all do that. And he's like, I got to get down there first. Don't rush me. I was like, that's cool. It's exciting. but yeah. So Mike's going to be down here. We're going to be doing some stuff together. That's going to be fun. Jay says, how do I create a C4FM private group? Okay, so I'm guessing you're talking about System Fusion. And the only way I know to create, I don't know of a way to create a Wires X private group. You can create a private group on a repeater that's in Fusion digital mode that's not connected to the internet. So I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. I don't think you can't really do private groups in ham radio, because ham radio, part of the stipulation of Part 97 is that we can't mask anything. I mean, you can make stuff that's kind of private, semi-private, like even PL tones are considered private. PL is an old Motorola term for private line. That's what PL tone means. So you can do stuff that's sort of kind of private or hidden, but if people stumble across it, there's not like password protected groups you can create or anything like that, or behind a firewall connected groups you can create or anything like that. Not legally, not within the Part 97 preview of the FCC Part 97 rules. So that is, feel free to elaborate on what you're talking about in the chat, Jay. Yeah, I would like. Marty says, I would like to say the YouTubers YL's take on your radio hobby. Some of them already have. My wife is studying for her general upgrade.
All right.
Yeah, she is.
Is she going to participate on Winter Field Day then?
I don't know.
One of these years, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see what she's doing that weekend. I might have her come down for the day or something. Derek asks, your suggestion was recently mentioned on the HRCC Facebook group. I'm not sure which suggestion he was talking about. Maybe he's not talking to me. Jeff says, Jason, what email can ping them, Papa? Oh, okay. So my email, Jeff, is just my call sign at gmail.com. It's kc5hwb@gmail.com. I'm good on QRZ. Same email on QRZ. And you just send them a link to the YouTube show and say, hey, I'd like to interview you guys. We can do a live stream, or we can do a pre-recorded thing. If they don't want to be on a live stream, that's fine. Just want to interview them and just get them to tell us all about their system. What do they have connected? Is it repeaters, hotspots? How do they have everything linked together? Do they have other stuff besides DMR linked in, like Fusion and D-Star and even All-Star? Just get us to tell us about the system. It'd be a good information sharing session. Let's see.
A couple of things about Arden. I think we hit the Harden tree.
I was wondering if
pretty hard for a while.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's been a while. We're gonna do some more stuff on Arden. I was kind of thinking that some Arden stuff might come up tonight. So, let's see. Ernest asks, what is the best first HF radio for a new operator? You discussed this before. The question keeps coming back. Cost-effective G90 with 20 watts or 100-watt radio that is more expensive. Yeah, Ernest, I pretty much answered that on my best HF radio under $1,000. And I suggest, and I've said this before, I said this in my 705 video, I suggest for a first-time HF operator, you don't go QRP. Get a 100-watt radio, okay? Now, unless the whole reason you got into HF in the first place was to do backpacking, soda, and QRP. If that's why you got your HF ticket, then by all means, do QRP. Get a KX3, get a KX2, get an IC705, get a FT818. Doesn't matter. Get what a G90. G90 is a good one too. Okay, get a QRP radio and do that. But if you're asking if I suggest you get a QRP radio for your first rig, either mobile or base station, and you're not necessarily talking about doing just QR. If you're not trying to go for QRP, if you're trying to save money, don't. Get a FT891 or get an IC7100. Okay, which are both 891's around 650-ish. 7100's around 750. Get an Alinco SR8T. No bells and whistles on that, but they're less than $500. 100-watt radio. Okay, and you'll be much happier on the air with 100 watts than you will be with QRP. Again, unless you're actually that's your desire is to do QRP, then go for it. Because you can always take a 100-watt radio. You can always take an FT891 or an IC7100 and turn the power down and do QRP. You could turn it down to 5 or 10 watts and do 5 or 10 watts QRP from an FT891 or a 7100. You can do that. You can't take a G90 and turn it up to 100 watts. So it gives you more versatility if you have a 100-watt radio. And if you have a base station antenna at your home or a nice mobile antenna on your car, you're going to be a lot happier with 100 watts out. Let's see.
Max Robotics asks, any advice for APRS tracking weather balloons with Raspberry Pis?
APRS tracking weather balloons, yes. Google WB8ELK and read all about his balloons. He doesn't use a Raspberry Pi. He used some sort of micro tracker that he builds himself. It might be out of I think it's actually out of an Arduino. I can't remember exactly what he uses right now. But Whiskey Bravo 8 ELK Echo Lima Kilo balloon trackers. He does APRS and Whisper. Okay, and I actually want to get one of his balloons and put it on this channel, and we're gonna track it. Tom W5KUB has been doing that for a while, so my throat is getting dry.
You're fine.
All right. So W8QUR. Yeah, you can't spam the chat and get YouTube to take that. So GMRS fee is currently $70. They're going to be dropping it to $35. I don't know when. That's the other common question that's come back on that $35 fee video that I did is, well, when is this going to all take place? They have not said yet. Or at least when I recorded that video, they hadn't said yet. I think somebody came along and said that they had set a date, but the website I read said they hadn't set a date yet. As far as I know, they haven't set a date yet on that. So, Izzo, you were on Tom's show about 2 weeks ago. They were talking about, he talks about that all the time. So I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Rob Ferguson says, there are a lot of good used HF 100-watt radios available. Yes, there are. And I have done some of my weekly shopping videos I've done on used equipment. It's actually been a while since I've done that, so I might do another one of those upcoming. But yes, you can definitely get some good used gear. QRZ swap pages, eham.net swap pages, swap.qth.net. There's a lot of Facebook groups out there that do buy-sell trade for used HF radios and ham radio gear, antennas, whatever.
Brian says, how to use your license to give back to the community, APRS, CAP, VE, club activities, etc. And the second suggestion is how to build and configure a Raspberry Pi to connect to your radio, JS or WSJT, etc.
We've done that. The Raspberry Pi to connect to your radio, we've done that. That's called HamPi. Well, there's several different ones out there. The creator and writer of HamPi came onto this show live stream a few months ago and walked us through doing that. And it includes the HamPi build OS includes WSJTX and several logging programs and several other ham radio gear. So that's been done. But good idea. We might do a little bit more of that as well. So I've got a couple of All-Star videos I'm working on right now, which is All-Star is connecting a Raspberry Pi to a VHF or UHF radio.
You were doing the Japanese talking head, but then I realized it was the YouTube laggy video, not the Zoom video.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what
Yeah.
what are you saying there?
Yeah.
From Brian also how to participate in contests. That might be a good video to film on Winter Field Day. Just how to do contesting radio and contacting and the exchange. That might be a fun one.
Yeah.
Then some same for Parks on the Air, but it's pretty much the same thing. Contesting is contesting as far as the jargon,
Right.
call sign, what grid squares. Some might have grid squares. You give him a signal report. He gives you a signal report 7-3, and that's about it.
I have done several Parks on the Air videos. I actually did one called "What is POTA" that I put up just a month and a half ago, something like that. That kind of explains how Parks on the Air works. KMRD Mike, he did a presentation at the QSO Today virtual Hamfest last year that he then later posted his YouTube channel about explaining how the POTA website works and all that kind of good stuff. But we're going to definitely be doing some more POTA stuff upcoming. I'm going to do some more POTA and SOTA stuff upcoming for sure. Don says Node Red for the Flex. So I wrote that down, Don. I'm not sure what Node Red is. It sounds familiar, but I'm not exactly sure what that is. Let's see. Don't you guys just love Hamred? Yeah, Marty. Heard a lot of stuff inside Hamred. Thank you, Don. KM4ACK, build a pie. Yes, Jason. That's. I was trying to. I got distracted when I was talking about ham pie, but Jason KM4ACK. He also does a build a pie project that has a lot of HF type apps, including WSJTX and all that go on a Raspberry Pi that you can interface with your HF radio. That's another good one. I've not used his yet, but that's something I want to do upcoming because it's it looks like a great system. Jason's a good dude. He's been on YouTubers Bunch 1 or 2 times. I know that Josh has done some videos with his stuff. I think Smokin' Ape has done some videos with his stuff, and I'm probably going to get him. I want to ask him to come on and do an interview with us and do a walkthrough of his system. Jeff, All-Star Echo Link, email, WinLink. Yeah, I've done a couple of those already, but I've already got a couple more of those I'm working on. So yes, that will definitely be a thing. Let's see. Raspberry Pi 4.
Ernest says, how to get into more satellite radio communications. Can you do more videos on this in 2021 and help make this easier for the new folks? I'm working on that.
Yeah, see, Frank's working on that. Actually, you know, that's one of the areas of ham radio I've never actually dived into. I've never done any satellite work. I've never done any ISS work. I think satellites are somewhat kind of interesting to me. Working the ISS repeater is much more interesting. I would like to do that. I would like to do some ISS stuff. I think that would be fun. So
they just finished up. The slow scan 20th anniversary of the ISS, where they were broadcasting.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Images.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. I didn't really get into it because we're busy of the holidays, and I didn't download any of them. But I do have a basics of satellite communications video. I'm about to post it as soon as I finish typing it all out.
Slave to None says Cyro Mazzoni baby loop antenna. I have no idea what that is, but I just wrote it down and I will look it up. So,
does it have anything to do with Baby Yoda?
I don't think so. Node Red IoT for Flex coding up. Yeah, still don't know what that is. But I will look it up. I wrote down Node Red. If it's something that Flex makes, I'm interested. If it's something that's made by a third party for Flex, I'm probably still interested. So, yeah, I wrote that down for sure. Again, we're just I'm just gathering ideas tonight. And if I can answer your question, I will. But I don't know. A lot of this stuff is this is good information though.
Max Robot asks, "Is the ISS repeater on Echo Link?" And I know it's not.
No.
It is just a satellite repeater where you got to key it up with your own signal.
Yeah.
There's no backdoor into it.
John WX5OU from Oklahoma Says, I've met more good friends being on ham radio in the last 5 years than I have in my life. Agreed. John, let me know if they're still going to do, are they still going to do Claremore or no? Because seems like Hamfest, seems like we're on a Hamfest cancellation plan for 2021 already, but we'll see. Yeah. K5BEZ says, really enjoy KM4ACK's build. I'm downloading Ubuntu desktop. Ubuntu's fun. ISS repeater's up. Yes, ISS repeater is up and running. Yes, it is. But I have not connected to it yet. That's something I want to do.
Or Flex operating using the Node-RED again.
Yeah, I haven't read about that, so I'm gonna have to go read about what that is. You should do a video on ham helping. Okay, so let me hold on, John. Michael at Flex Radio has been on this channel 2 or 3 times, and he has expressed interest in coming back onto the channel. So if there's some kind of Flex Radio something, Michael's going to be much more knowledgeable about it than I am. So I'll get him to come on the radio, on the radio. I'll get him to come on the show and talk about Node-RED. That'll be fun. John says, I should do a video on hams helping other hams, like setting up antennas and stations for older hams that are no longer able to get around good. We have an organization called Ham Rescue.
That's good.
Ham Rescue. I might want to interview about Ham Rescue. That's kind of fun. Ham Rescue. I do this thing called Helping Frank, John, and it's kind of a full-time job.
Not that much anymore. Good question from Rob here. What is the first largest hamvention or cation or hamfest or whatever it is of 2021?
That is a very good freaking question. Yes.
I said it was a good question.
Yeah. That is a good question. They've canceled so we have a smallish show here locally called Cowtown Hamfest that takes place every January. They canceled that one several months ago. Normally it would be like 2 weeks from now. So that one's gone. It's not a very big it's a fun show cuz it's local. It's a bunch of locals here in North Texas, but it's not a very big show. Hamcation in Orlando is the second or third largest hamfest in the world, and it's usually next month. They've already canceled that. They canceled that like 2 months ago. So the next one that I think will be upcoming is probably Tulsa. Now, Tulsa's not a big show, but it's the biggest show in Oklahoma, in the whole state of Oklahoma. And it's a decent show. There's been several years when I've been there, some really good vendors there, really good turnout. So I don't know. It's called Claremore. What's it called? It'll come to me in a second. There's a name for it. We call it Claremore because it's in the town of Claremore, which is a small city outside of Tulsa. Anyway, so it's supposed to take place in like first or second weekend of April. So, and I think that I don't know if I've ever heard anything about Belton in Texas, whether they're going to go forward with the spring show or not this year. So, Ron's in the house from Bridgecom Systems. What's up, Ron? Thanks for being here tonight. I keep getting
it's all right. To the gentleman that was talking about Ham Rescue, there's been several requests about a link. So you go ahead and shoot us a link if there is one. And a couple people are interested in that. Because I couldn't really dig one up myself here, so. And I will make sure YouTube doesn't smash your comment, so please post that.
Yeah.
The ISS repeater is fantastic, and yes, it is. It is a very booming repeater up there.
I recently read an article that talked about converting a Wi-Fi router into a repeater. No. Maybe a repeater for Wi-Fi, like a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi repeater. Sure, you can do that. That's a common thing, actually. But not the repeater that I think you're talking about. Let's see. Yeah, Bridgecom's in the house. Is there a link for Ham Rescue? Yeah. He may not be able to share a URL, Frank. So if you might just Google it, Ham Rescue, and he's in Oklahoma. He's outside of Tulsa, I think.
Well, I saw a couple of Facebook things, but I don't know if it was the Trues group page or it's just people talking about something about that term.
Yeah, there it is. Green Country Hamfest. Thank you, John. I couldn't remember that. I just think of it as Claremore. Green Country Hamfest, Friday, April 9th and Saturday, April 10th. Okay, so we're gonna see if that one goes. I'm gonna try to hit that one because why not? I mean, that might be the first Hamfest I've been to in like 9 months, depending on if they do Belton or not. Which Belton's a fun show, but Belton is very contingent on weather. If it's thunderstorming or cold or rainy or something that weekend, Belton kind of falls flat. And B, they canceled Belton last fall, even though a lot of it is outdoors. So the way they've been canceling Hamfest early this year, I don't know. We'll see. That is it, though. Is Tapper on this year? Yes. I've not talked to those guys. Tapper was virtual last September, so I haven't talked to him about 2021 yet. But since they did it virtually last year, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. Even if they don't do a normal conference, in-person conference this year like they wanted to do, I would assume they'd do it virtually again like they did last year. So let's see. Oh yeah, HD Rider. Has it been announced when the new fees will be charged? Will be testing later this month? No, not that I've heard. Cross promotion with Jason ? K6ARK. That's Adam is who you're talking about. K6ARK and his soda builds Tenna. Yeah, actually yes. Yeah, we're kind of working on that. He's going to be selling kits for that soda, for that infed that he makes, and once he has those kits available, I'll be grabbing one and probably doing a kit build on the channel. He actually sent me one of those, and I went to look for that the other day, Frank, and I couldn't find it. I've got one of his 26 gauge wire pack Tennas. That's not what they call it, but it's kind of what they are. Around here somewhere. I was going to take it to the deer lease a couple weekends ago, and I couldn't find it. It's in a box somewhere, probably.
Beard number 2, all the way from Russia.
Ooh.
The lights are blaring.
Yeah, it's got a reflection on it.
But it's an export premium lager for American.
Oh.
Smoke Signal says, YouTubers Hamfest ?
Yes. Yeah, we need to follow. We need to circle back around on that. Yeah. Yeah. Ham Rescue sounds like a great idea. Sounds like something that every club needs to set up. Yes. Belton is March 13th per their website. Yeah, I knew it was middle March, but they haven't announced that they're canceling it again, have they? I don't think that they have. If Belton goes, I will be at Belton. If Claremore goes, I will be at Claremore. And if Dayton goes, let's see if I can cross all my fingers. Fingers crossed, thumbs crossed. If Dayton goes, I will be at Dayton. But there's been some theories put out there that Dayton's going to get canceled again because it's such an international show, and there's usually people flying in from all over the country, overseas, Canada, South America, whatever. I don't know. We will see. Oh, there's Adam. We are getting close on the kits. So yeah, we're probably gonna do a kit build. Frank and I are probably gonna do a kit build of Adam's backpack antenna, soda antenna, whatever he's gonna call it. When he gets those kits done. So that'll be fun.
We have a kit to build still.
The Cricket.
The
Cricket QRP. Yeah, we need to do that.
I think enough time has elapsed since the other guys have done it.
Yeah.
So we're not completely ripping them off.
Okay, Ernest says, question 4, can you please do a complete setup on a beam antenna with a rotator system in 2021? Something affordable that a new person could use, having never been a beam or a rotor system, preferably HF. Yes. Yes, I can. Yeah. I've got a couple of things. I've got a couple of as long as you consider a hex beam a beam. I've got a couple of hex beam antennas planned. Fingers crossed, we might have a new antenna not released in the market yet, hex beam for Winter Field Day.
Ooh.
So, yes, I've got a couple of beam antennas. I got a couple of Yagis for 2 meters and 440 and 220.
Are you setting any of those up at the house?
Yeah, those will be set up at the house. When the weather gets warm, I'm going to put my tower up. We're going to have a tower building party. So when the weather gets warm, we put up the hex beam. So yes, we're going to do that. That's a great suggestion, Ernest. And I am looking forward to it. Oh, let's see. Yeah, thanks. Forgot his name. Head call sign Adam. He has lots of small stuff. Just looking to build something to get into HF. Yeah, Adam Adam likes building those tiny little QRP transceivers that
I saw that
are easy to lose. Yeah. The easiest HF radio to lose, to leave in your pocket in the washing and put it through the washing machine. What about the one in Rain, Louisiana? If it goes, will you go? That's a good question. I went to that show once. It was fun, but it was kind of a far drive. Maybe. Okay, so Artie Mercer's in the house, which you know who that is, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
And he says the Green Country Hamfest has been moved till September.
That's a ways away.
That's
long enough that,
yeah.
You know.
And John lives up there. Well, the person behind Artie Mercer lives up there too. John says that decision has not been made to move Green Country to September. I'm talking to the committee member in text. Okay. So up in the air, Green Country Hamfest, sometime we'll know. Yeah, Don says, let me know about the 220. Yeah, I've got my antenna. My antenna's built. It's ready to deploy. It's right out the door there. And I've got a transverter for my Flex radio, which you already know that, Don. And so I'm going to put my in fact, I think my transverter is a kit. Pretty sure it's a kit. I bought it like 6 months ago. I haven't looked at it in a while. But transverter kit to build and put on the back of the Flex radio, and then run up to the Yagi for the 220 and run that. I'm probably going to put that on the 50-foot push-up Gigaparts, my Gigaparts carbon fiber mast. Yeah, it'd be fun. Just get it way the heck up there. Jeff, we are looking forward to seeing all of our friends at 2021 Hamvention as we move forward toward the 21 Hamvention. We are keeping our eye on government policy. Yes, Jeff. So I actually got an email from Hamvention about a month ago. And a few days after that, I got an email from the Greene County Fairgrounds, which is the fairgrounds. They have it in Xenia now, both confirming that the Hamfest will go forward. Now, having said that, I read that Hamcation said the same thing about 3 or 4 months ago, and then like a month later they canceled it. And I read that. That's unconfirmed. But Huntsville last summer did say, we're not canceling this unless they force us to. And then like a month and a half before the event, they canceled it. So nothing against those guys at all. I'm sure they're doing everything they can. Nothing against the admins and the people in charge of Huntsville, Orlando, or Dayton. All those guys are working overtime. Okay, they're working very hard to do whatever they can and abide by local policies, but
ever changing.
Right. So again, fingers crossed. We'll see.
Chris says he's going to purchase his first HF radio with the newly acquired government money.
we need to do another one. Government stimulus check. You mean HF radio fund?
Yeah.
we did a live stream on that.
Comes down to the good old battle between the 7300 and the 991. What are your thoughts on the FTDX 300D?
300D. You mean 3000D probably.
Oh, yeah, I dropped to 0.
Okay, that's fine. So the FTDX 3000 is a little bit it's a little bit higher grade radio than the 991 or the 7300. It's got a few more bells and whistles and a few more options on it. The In fact, that one was included in my best HF radios under $2,000. I want to say it's around $1,700 for that FTDX 3000. I've never used one. I've never used an FTDX 3000 or FTDX 5000 or FTDX 1500. I have used an FTDX 101D. Really liked that radio. That was a neat rig. Of course, that was about $3,500. But all in all, typically I mean, if I had $1,700 to spend on an HF radio, I'd probably save a little bit more money and get a Flex. That's my opinion. A lot of Yaesu fans out there, a lot of people who love Yaesu. Nothing wrong with that. Yaesu makes a fine product in the HF world. But yeah, for $300 or $400 more, you could get a Flex 6400. So I now love my Flex 6400. Just love it. Let's see. Jody says 2021 goals: sell a thumbs down guy hoodie to the actual thumbs down guy.
Nice.
Challenge accepted. Oh wow, that'd be great. Yeah,
real YouTube ham radio until you have the thumbs down guy.
Yeah. When you do an all-star video, get on the Boredom Breakers net on 49562 7 days a week, starting at noon. Ah, okay, that's a good idea.
I'm working those times.
That's a good idea.
Try again.
You're on at noon. You're on the Wednesday live stream more times than not.
Well, yeah, but normally.
Maybe we'll do that for a Wednesday live stream. Tim in Texas says Hamvention won't occur in 2021. That is your opinion, and you have the right to it. But no, I've heard other people say that too. There's no official word that says that yet, but there's a good possibility that you are correct. So I will see.
I did see this earlier. More mobile ham radio builds. Talking about your truck and getting it up on the
air. Yes. Yeah, I've got my mobile radios installed. I need to run the power to them, and then drill in the top of the truck and run the coax down. Then I should be good to go. I haven't messed with that since the weather got cold. I'm just not interested in doing that. How about a YSF to DMR and controlling TGs directly from the radio? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. I've not done it that way before, but you can use DTMF to control that. Huh, interesting. Let me write that one down. Control pi start from the radio. From radio.
Don, build a remote station at the deer lease. There's been talks about that for years.
Mm-hmm. We were going to do that. You know what? All the guys, several guys came from several areas around Texas to Field Day in June at the deer lease. And we had talked about getting together sometime late summer, early fall, and putting up a tower and putting up a remote station down there. And then COVID got worse. COVID was going in June. But then it got worse and things just kind of didn't work out because of that. But yes, great idea. We've already had that idea. Would love to do that. Hopefully that works out one day. So Izzo says, I received my stimulus check on Saturday. Put it back in the economy on Saturday. Stuff for my new YouTube channel. Awesome. That's good. That's great.
I need to check if I got that.
I didn't get it. I asked my wife last night. She's like, no, I haven't seen it yet. I don't really care, quite frankly.
I don't even know how much, because last time they gave me like peanuts. I'm like, yay, I'm totally going to put this in the house.
Right, yeah.
There was not much to it.
Ryan says, use my stimulus money to get an Anytone 578, antenna for my truck, and one for the shack. Hey, that's cool. Thumbs down hoodie.
Same lines of a t-shirt.
Angry thumbs down guy. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Is that a way of
we're already gonna do what is it? Grid down. Angry thumbs down guy. That's fun. Always good. Built out a remote station. Yeah. What antenna has the smallest footprint for POTA? Probably a random wire. Or a vertical. I actually recorded. See, this is something I'm gonna have to finish in February when I go back to Galveston. I recorded a video about my favorite POTA antenna when I was in Galveston in October. And I went out there, I set it up, put it all together, got on the air, did this. And then I went and did something else. And then I went home and I took the card out of the camera. Frank, you'll enjoy this. And
I am listening all ears.
About 2/3 of the way through the recording, my battery died on my microphone.
Oh.
So, and the thing that I really don't like about the mic, the wireless mic I use, is it doesn't tell you when the battery, like, it doesn't have a flashing indicator. It doesn't have some sort of like audible tone. It just and it doesn't tell you that. So it happens. It happens to everybody. Everybody who's ever recorded video says, everybody who's ever recorded a video, if they're honest with you, they will say, yeah, I recorded this video one time and the camera died. I didn't bring another battery, or my microphone died, or I forgot to turn the microphone on, or something. Or if you're Adam, you leave your earbuds in the car before you hike up a mountain. It happens to everybody. Everybody.
The video I recorded locally on my computer with the Hearst guys going through and saying, how's your intro coming, Frank?
Yeah, that one?
Yeah, that was twice because I did not record the audio from OBS.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, after I realized it, I'm sitting there turning red. I'm like, how do I bring this up? How do I say I need everyone to do it again? Because Frank is still new at this. Oh, man, I was so embarrassed.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. It happens to everybody. So
actually, I got better comments and recording at that second time, but it's still you got to kind of come out and be like, yeah, guys. See, what happened was I am stupid and I didn't hit the right buttons.
Yeah, that's all right. It happens to everybody. Seriously, it really does. It's happened to me. It is what it is. So, okay. Let's see. People talk about stimulus checks, grid down. Wolf River coil. You know, I've never toyed around with a Wolf River coil, but that's a great idea.
Magloop.
So yeah. So Adam said Mad Luke, and then Marty said an impasse. I have a Chameleon impasse too. That they just sent. Well, they sent it to me like a week and a half ago. I got it before I went to Galveston last week, or shortly before Christmas. So yes, yeah, we're gonna be working on it. We're gonna do a video for that. QRP's Tribander or Magloop. A vertical has the smallest footprint. A vertical has the smallest footprint if you don't consider the counterpoise. The vertical that I use has a counterpoise. So if you consider the counterpoise for a vertical, a random wire may actually have a smaller footprint depending on how vertically you hang the random wire. Could go either way. So not necessarily a vertical. Now the vertical is probably well, it depends on which one you get. The vertical might be easier to carry around, but well, I shouldn't say that. No, the random wire is pretty easy to carry, pretty lightweight and easy to carry around. So it'll go into a pack a lot easier than a vertical will, because the vertical I use collapses down to a 3-foot fiberglass mast that's about yay big. So, but it is the vertical that I use does not require a tuner, and a random wire requires a tuner. So it depends on which radio you're using. Depends on how much power you want to run. So yeah, I mean there's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer for that. But either one of those would work. Let's see. Okay, Ernest, outrageous 2021 request. Can you and the YouTubers bunch do a de-expedition to a hard to get HF location? Now you're going to need some stimulus money. I tell you what, Ernest. You can super chat me all the money that will cover that, and I'll be happy to do it for you, buddy. So we've actually talked about we were going to do it wasn't a de-expedition. We were going to do an island expedition down to the Dry Tortugas last July. And COVID put the kibosh on that. But here most recently, somebody had made, and that, especially after Mike was talking about moving to Texas, somebody had made the mention about doing a beaches expedition in Galveston. And I told the guys a week or so ago, I was like, hey, if you guys are willing to fly to Texas, we can go down to the beach and spend a long weekend, 3-4 nights, something like that down there. Mm-hmm. And we'll go to the local park and do a POTA activation. It's literally 10-minute drive. Galveston Island State Park is about 10 minutes from my house. So we can go to the beach one day and throw an antenna in the salt water and do some activations, and then we can go to the park the next day, and we can go to the brewery the next day and just hang out and drink beer. So we might do something like that. I would love to do that. It's just a matter of people are willing to fly right now or not.
I'm totally in on that.
Yeah, you would be, yeah. So let's see. Small footprint ham stick mag mount. Sure, yeah, that would work. In fact, I've done that. I've done a ham stick mag mount I took a dog rescue from here to Colorado, and on my way home, I had a ham stick on a mag mount on my rental car, and I stopped in 4 parks on the way home and activated the park and then drove away. So yes, that does work too. Absolutely.
It's a South Padre, Rick said.
Well, I don't have a free place to stay in South Padre. But yeah, maybe something else to do. Hey, there's Rob in the house, 741. I'm going to try a de-expedition to FN51, extreme eastern Cape Cod, and run 6 meters from there. That would be fun. David Eaton. Hey, good evening, David. Good to have you in the house tonight. Have not tried DMR of any kind yet. Question, can you talk radio to radio with DMR better range benefits? Absolutely, yes, you can, David. DMR works on simplex. All the digital modes work on simplex. Fusion, D-Star, P25, they all work on simplex. You don't need a repeater. You don't need a hotspot. You don't need the internet. Okay? Common misconception. Yes, you can do simplex. The range is fan-freaking-tastic on it. If you're talking about a mobile radio, it's pretty good on an HT, but you've got limited power, limited antenna height on an HT. So if you get a better power mobile radio and an antenna on the outside of your vehicle or a base station antenna at your home, you can get out a lot further. Frank and I are going to be doing some stuff on that upcoming. I actually already got a plan. We don't have a date planned, but we have a plan planned. We have a video planned to do some DMR simplex work. That would be fun. So, could you do a video on DMR and P25? Sound quality difference, they are almost exactly the same. But yeah, I might be able to do that. I've actually got a video I've already recorded on the sound quality difference between DMR, D-Star, and Fusion. I actually did that several months ago. I just haven't edited and put it together yet. I need to do that. So, let's see. Bump. We'll do. Any update on the BTEC 50x3? What about it? That radio's been out for a while. A few of the short line railroads using DMR. Very good audio from the noisy yeah. DMR simplex beats analog. Yes, it does. I would dare say, I haven't done any D-Star simplex. I've done a little bit of Fusion simplex, but I dare say any digital audio would beat simplex FM. Fred says, I need to find 4 people in the Bay Area that want to DMR simplex soda from one of the peaks here. That would be fun. Yeah, it would. A more serious request for 2021. Can you please consider doing some more live HF radio shows? Maybe at least one day a month where we can call in.
So camp out on a frequency?
Yeah.
And just do a YouTube on your end?
You know, I was going to do that with my Flex radio down in Costa Rica. Mm-hmm. And then we lost connection to that radio several months ago. And we've been working. We opened a ticket with Flex, and they've been willing to help us. We just hadn't been able to get anyone down there to spend some time on the radio yet. So we're still working on that.
Mm-hmm. How long has that been going down or going on? Because it's been live and running fine for over a year now.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah.
This is the first major hiccup.
I think that yes. I think that they changed. I think something changed on the internal network there in the facility where it's located. Like either the router went down, or the router lost connection to the internet, or something. I don't think it's anything specifically to do with the Flex radio. I think it's more something to do with the local area network there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something else. Randy called me the other day. I don't think I told you this, Frank. Randy called me the other day, and we were talking about that. And we were talking about a couple other things. And I'm like, dude, because he had called me 2 or 3 months ago and said that they opened up Costa Rica and you could travel there again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, I said, we got the holidays coming up, but let's talk about that in early 2021. So I said to him the other day, I was like, hey, did you ever find anything? He goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure we can go down there. I was like, okay, well, let's try like March, because I'm busy January, February. It's, we're not going to Orlando in February like I would prefer to do. It's possible that all the Hamfest in March and April are going to be canceled. So in lieu of Hamfest withdrawal, maybe we just head down to Costa Rica for 4 or 5 days. And he's like, that's a great idea. Let me check on that. So might be able to head down to Costa Rica again.
Get some of the YouTubers on there.
Yeah. I need to get you to come down there.
Yeah.
So
if it's going to happen, I told you, I got a lot of vacation time this year.
Good. Okay.
Banked.
Well, he said something about how he only knew like 3, maybe 4 guys, including he and I, like 2 other guys that might be interested. And I'm like, dude, if we need to get 3 or 4 or 5 other people so that we can spread the cost over more people, I can do that. I was like, I know several people that are willing to come down there with us, assuming that people want to drive, or I'm sorry, see people want to travel during this, lifetime pandemic thing that we're in. So some people may not want to do that, and that's okay. That's okay. But anyway. All right, so YouTube spotters. Don says, D-Star and DMR Simplex are great, all about power, location, antenna. I've done it here in Connecticut. Fun experimentation, great audio compared to analog. Agreed. Rail says, from what I'm seeing on my end, the NXDN mandate is at least 7 to 10 years out for the railroads, but we lean. Okay. Oh, they're talking about NXDN.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to call you in Texas on HF 804020. It would be awesome if you did at least one show a month where you could reach you on the air. Something to consider. I've never done anything like that, but that's not a bad idea.
Has anyone else on YouTube done that?
Oh,
and just opened up and sat on the frequency.
Yeah,
minus FT8. Because Josh and
there've been a lot of guys do it. There've been a lot of guys do it with FT8.
But that's kind of like me sitting here and chatting while I'm just doing a clickety click.
Yeah.
Click, click.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's FT8's easy.
Izzo says, Frank in his Costa Rica bathing suit. Izzo, you're no longer invited to Costa Rica. So no. But YouTubers HF contest. We've talked about doing something like that. We've talked about doing if you're familiar with the 13 Colonies event that takes place in July in the USA, where there's one station with a special event call sign in all of the original 13 states, 13 colonies. So there's 13 of them that you can contact and a couple of bonus stations. We've talked about doing something like that with YouTubers on the air. If we had 6 or 8 of us participate, then we would each, I don't know if we'd get a special event call sign or not, but we would each be on the air for a certain amount of time. And then we would tell everybody, okay, here's a form, contact me, contact Josh, contact Ape, contact Rob, K6ARK, whoever wants to participate. And you have this list of YouTubers you can contact, and you fill out the form and send it in. You get a certificate similar to 13 Colonies. We've talked about doing that, and I think that would be really fun.
That idea.
I think that would be really fun. I really do. Maybe do something like that. That might be kind of a cool thing to do.
YouTubers hunt.
Yeah, YouTubers hunt. That's good. That's a good name for it. Yeah. So,
name submitted by Jeff.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, Steve said, will Ape give his call? Yeah, I said Ape, and then in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, probably not Ape. But Adam and Izzo and KM9G and Good Game and Josh and myself and K6, Adam K6RK and Rob. And I know we could probably get at least a half dozen, if not closer to a dozen folks to say, okay, yeah, let's do this. We're going to set aside a weekend and whatnot. That'd be fun. Jason Ritchie's in the house. What's up, buddy? He's down there in Mansfield. So,
well, Steve's mom might call.
Mike's mom. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Bonus point for the YLs from YouTube. Hey, there's an idea. That's a great idea. So,
ooh, I like this.
All right, guys, it's 8:25 in Texas. I got some good information tonight, so I really appreciate all the good stuff. Again, I'm not really out of ideas. I'm more wanting to know what you guys want to see on the channel and subject matter. Some of this stuff that I wrote down is stuff that I've either already thought of and or am working on, but some of it's brand new. So I think this is very good information. I want to do some, like I said earlier about the Papa system, I want to do, I would like to bring those guys on and do some sort of interview with them to talk about their system. But I'd like to get more people to interview, just period, just whatever. If you know someone who does something unique in amateur radio, doesn't have to be a YouTuber, doesn't have to be somebody building an antenna, although that could be it. If you know somebody that does something unique in amateur radio and they would like to get their product in front of a channel that has 58,000 subscribers and is growing pretty rapidly, thanks to you guys, that's nothing I'm doing, then have them email me. And if you're watching this video on the replay, or if you're listening to the audio rip after the fact, and you have an idea that wasn't mentioned here tonight, shoot me an email, kc5hwb@gmail.com. I would be happy to entertain your idea, let you know if it's something I've done, let you know if it's something I've never heard of. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do about that, but hey, time to learn something new. Nothing wrong with that. And I really want to know what you think about that. So that is where we are there. Frank, any last closing words?
Not offhand. We got Monday Night Ham Radio coming up tomorrow.
Yes.
And the theme is Will It Antenna. So tune in to see what these crazy guys find around the house to attempt to antenna. And whoops, you can't look right there. There we go. Got it. The one that K8MRD is doing, man, that's gonna be freaking interesting right there. And the one that Good Game is doing, that should be fun too. I was like, did you see Kyle's? He posted his video by mistake, not in Premiere, and
no,
I watched it already. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that. I saw that he did that, but I didn't go watch it.
Yeah, it is amazing, and it is hilarious. So that'll be fun. I wish we can make him the anchor of it all, but the times are set already.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Rail says, does the Amigo link cover all of Texas or just West Texas? You know what? I've never heard of an Amigo link. Is that a link of repeaters? There's 2 or 3 repeater networks in Texas. The one that we use up here most commonly is called NCTC, the North Central Texas Connection. I'm not familiar with the Amigo link, but I will go look that up. Amigo link. So, okay, let me take a minute here to thank all my patrons. Without you guys, this show would not be as far ahead as it is now. For those patrons that are at the 2nd level or higher, I am going to be starting a thing. You guys are going to all get a message from me in the next, probably this week sometime. We're going to be setting up a live private Zoom call. I'm going to be talking to all the patrons, And we're going to do a lot of this same thing that I've talked about tonight, but in a more, a smaller setting, like a more intimate setting, because there won't be 100. There's 157 people watching right now. So, and there's, I think, with my second and third tier level patrons, there's these guys right here, which is like probably 25 or so people. So I'm going to set up a call. I'm going to try to do monthly calls with my patrons, get some polling ideas, let you guys make some suggestions for what you'd like to see on the channel, because anybody who I don't know if anybody watches how to build business channels on YouTube. There's a lot of different YouTube channels out there about how to build a YouTube channel, but beyond that, how to build a business, how to build social media influence, how to build this and that and the other. Gary Vaynerchuk, commonly referred to as Gary V, he's got one of the biggest YouTube channels out there. He says that one problem he sees on YouTube is a lot of creators. He says 99%. I don't know if I agree with that, but he says a lot of creators, 90 to 99% of creators are creating what's called selfish content. They're creating content that they want to see themselves. So in other words, if I want to create videos all about DMR and Flex Radio, then that's all I do. And I don't really care what you guys want. Well, I don't want to be like that. In the last 2 years, I've tried not to be like that. I've tried to always create content that people ask me about. One of the reasons for the IC705 video, and yes, I did it in a way that would get your attention. It's not clickbait because I delivered what I promised. We can talk about that later. Some people disagree with me on that, and that's okay. But the reason for that video is because I got questions about the 705 from dozens of people over comments in other videos and emails from hams and saying, oh, I want to get the 705 to do this. And I'm like, you know, it's QRP, right? And they're like, well, what does that mean? They didn't know what QRP was. And that's why I made that video. So a lot of the videos I've made over the past 6 to 12 months have been in direct response to what my commenters and viewers are asking for. And I want to do more of that in 2021. Do more of that in 2021 and have more content about what you guys want to watch. So the patrons make that possible, more so than some others. They're not the only supporters of the show, but they are a big group of supporters of the show. And additionally, I'm going to be doing my Wednesday live stream, not this coming week, but the following week, which is the second week of January, will be for the YouTube channel members again, like I did last month. I did that last month, got some good feedback on that. We're going to be doing that again about a week and a half from now. So thank you to all the supporters of the channel, both through Patreon and through the YouTube channel memberships. You can click join underneath the YouTube video. And for Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/hamradio, and you can find information there, read about it, and send me questions through that link. All right, Frank, any last words tonight?
Nope, I think we got it.
Okay,
cool.
Look
forward to seeing everyone Monday night.
Mm-hmm. Monday night. Oh, did we have a link for T.O.'s
yes
playlist? Let's share that real quick.
He just posted it.
No, he posted it earlier because I went and looked at it. Oh. I mean, he's probably posted it more than once. So Monday Night Ham Radio is going to start tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Central Time, which is 2300 hours UTC. And be sure and catch that. Okay, so Frank just put the list in the chat. You guys bookmark that, set yourself an alarm, go catch a lot of great Will It antenna videos tomorrow night from, man, I think there's 8 of them? 7, 8? 10? Oh, wow. Okay.
There are 10 videos.
10 videos. At
5 p.m. Central Time.
Okay.
And ending up at Hand Nuggets Live
Ham Nuggets,
with T.O.
Yeah.
With the wrap-up live stream that everyone jumps on.
Cool. Good. I'll probably join that. I don't have a Will It antenna video. I have another video I'll be posting tomorrow night before all that kicks off, so you guys check my channel for that. But I will be in the chats for the Will It antenna videos tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that, and I'll probably join the wrap-up tomorrow night as well. So that'll be fun. So 73 to everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. Again, if you're watching on the replay, if you're listening on the audio rip later on, shoot me an email with any questions or topics you want to see upcoming on this channel, kc5hwb@gmail.com. And we will catch you tomorrow night for Monday Night Ham Radio. And then this Wednesday, we will have a lunchtime live stream. So 73 to everybody. And thanks for being here tonight.